Hi, guys, and welcome to this episode of the Just My Opinion podcast. Today, we are going to be talking about I don't know if I should use the word beef, but I don't think it's beef, but I just feel like Kameni Dissing Mr. Leo. That's the phrase I should use because I don't think there's any like real beef going on there. But let's talk about Kameni Dissing Mr. Leo. And we know the history of this too. We know Kamani was under Lion Production, and that's the production house that brought her to the spotlight. And then she left Lion Production, and then she had things to say about Mr. Leo. We're going to be talking about that, so yeah, stay tuned. Ambassador, hi.
Greetings, people. It's your boy Ambassador again doing this thing. We here.
Okay, guys. So, Kamani had some stuff to say about Mr. Leo. And like I said, we know Kamani was under Lion Production. And I remember the interview she did on Beta Topo when she was talking about her history with Mr. Leo Salatiel and how at one time she had to be signed on the Alpha Beta record, and she was always saying stuff like how Mr. Leo was always supportive. And yeah, so she had the best things to say about Mr. Leo during that interview. And we know Lion Production brought her to the spotlight. She's talented, but we know she was introduced to us with her hits under Lions Production. So I would say Lions Production was the machine behind her getting to the spotlight. I think I would be right to say that. Then down the line, there was Kamani and Gomez under Lions Production. Down the line, they both left Lions Production. And then Kamani later, she said, basically, I think she was saying Mr. Leo didn't put as much into her career as we thought he did, and she dropped her album. Then she apologized to Mr. Leo. My opinion is this was to create some buzz. Ambassador, what do you think?
So I agree with you. Maybe it's create some buzz. But there are certain things you do to create buzz that rub people off the wrong way. Given that we're in an African context, certain things are not taken lightly. Disrespect is not taken lightly. You could be in Naira Marley character, and even if you disrespect people, it does not hurt your brand because your brand was a crazy brand. Yeah. But if you are a brand of, let's say, a humble girl singing nice romantic songs or motivating songs, and then now you turn to start talking, it's shocking to people to an extent. Before this, she was on Kobo's channel, some issue of dating a married guy, being caught in a hotel. She made some very, I don't know if I say confident statements or shocking statements about even if she's dating a married man, yeah, whatever, which I think, personally as an individual, I'm free-spirited, I don't really care about certain things, but knowing my African context, I'm very aware of certain things, and I filter certain things before I see them at times when I can. But I'm aware of the African context I live in, so I'm thinking some of those things will hurt her brand. It might be because, you know, everybody was talking about it, but I think she came out and said something later on, like, when it was that hotel thing, people were talking. When she released her song, nobody was talking. But that's Cameroon. It's not every buzz that, based on your brand, if you're a crazy brand of, we don't care, I'm a wild girl, when you do wild things, you work for your brand because your fans are all crazy people like you and they will go with it. But if your brand is a romantic brand, respectful girl, you'd go and do those kind of things. It's buzz, but that buzz might not necessarily work in your favor. Now, regards to coming back to the Mr. Leo situation, it's buzz, but people like me, I always tell people, like, commenting on those things, I take it personal because I've signed at least 7 artists in Cameroon. I've had a label, modeling agency, acting house, production, whatever you want to call it, music studio, all of those things, I've done it. So I've had my own share of those experiences where it's two ways, right? I understand the side of the artist in the sense that you just want your dream to come true. You are impatient to make it happen. You don't want to know how it happens. I also blame the label managers, me included, the fact that we have not yet mastered the business. We don't yet have systems in place to make it happen. So I always say, like, if Mr. Leo and Salatel have put in place a good monetizing system for their artists, they will not have had this challenge with Gomez and Kameni, because those are two very talented people. Cannot deny that fact. But the failure to monetize their art is what causes all of the tension. I used to tell my artists, I said, all this quarrel is because there's no money. If they were making money the way we ought to, everybody would be staying in their own houses. This thing that people are staying together in places that people are always together, eating together. Familiarity breeds that contempt. And then now there are problems, which is just financial problems, but now everybody is blaming everybody. I'm like, you're not singing well. Why is your voice not like this? That's why we're not selling. You two are like, no, you're not selling my music well. Why are you not making strategy like this? All of that tension is because we are not making money at the end of the day. That's just it. So if we had put in place structures to make sure that there's money in the industry, or because people like Salatel has had hits, Leo has had hits. If they put in place a system, and that's what I'm trying to do all these years now, even that's the last thing I do, and I have no hits, just trying to lay down those blocks for those systems. That's what I'm working on now. Ever since I've put out the entertainment industry to an extent, I'm trying to put down those blocks. You hear me always talking about Echo.online and with Chakara TV, because those are the things which you need to put in place, or trying to be in the media, working with artists behind the scene. The only artists I can work with now are Jay-Z-minded artists. What I mean by Jay-Z-minded artists? Artists who are not only artists, but are also businessmen, who are actually thinking like businessmen. So you see me collaborating with some artists like Young Time Behind the Scene. Those are people who have the Jay-Z mindset. Any artist who is just a pure artist who is just coming to, this is my art, make money out of it, I don't need to make money out of it like that. I'm sorry. So I'm still working with it. Once I do that, I'll sort it out. So that's just the situation here. On the other hand, it's very discouraging when other people who have money to invest in entertainment, when they see some of these trends. This is not the first happening. Before Kameni is saying this, Gomez has done the same thing. Before Gomez has done this, we have seen many other people come. After Kameni has done this, a few days ago, Mimi was doing the same thing, talking about Pete Bakadi on that same station on Leonga, what's her name? Darling Leonga is Leonga Darling. On that her show. Yes. So when they do these things, other people who have money to invest in the industry start feeling like this is a very volatile industry. I put my money here, tomorrow they'll be insulting me. I put my money, I'm not sure to make profit. I put my money here, we are not sure of how we are going to make money out of this money. Because that's just all what we are exposing about the industry. But if the artist understands that, okay, we are all trying to build something, let's put our hands together. This guy does not know how to make money. I am not yet sure of my brand like that. Because it goes both ways. If you have a solid brand, it will be very easy to make money. If the manager of the label also has a solid business plan, it will be very easy to make money. You don't have a solid brand yet. You don't have a solid fan base. He does not have a strong business model yet to push through. So both of you are learning as you go. So everybody has to be very, very patient with each other. If everybody wants to blame each other, say you did not do this, I did not do this, clashing, it's not helping the industry. At the end of the day, and I felt really uncomfortable. I don't think Leo is that rich. If he ever took even his 100,000 francs to put behind anybody, they should be very grateful. There are many other things he would have done. There are many people in his family that can use that money. So when you do some of those things and then now the backlash still comes on you, it's very discouraging. People will say, why is Stanley not helping people? Why is Stanley not signing artists? So that he should be insulted tomorrow. How do we think? Because almost everybody who has tried to help somebody, the story always ends like this. It's always this kind of, so that's what I'm saying. Magasco left Pete, Mimi left Pete, Redeems left Pete. The story was not good. Maybe it's true, Pete was wrong. I'm just saying, maybe it's true. But if all that keeps coming, every other person will feel like, why do I think I'll be different from what Pete did, what Leo did? Okay, well, Pete is a bad man. Let's take that for example. Is Leo also a bad man? This other grandfather who did Omega, this thing, is he also a bad man? All the levels, the same things keep on happening. So I feel like it's both ways. The artists need to be very patient with the level. The level needs to be very patient with the artist. Both of them need to understand that building something together, which is not yet there. Don't watch Hollywood and just come out and say, normally when you sign me, you have to give me 50 million, a car, a house. From where? In America, they already have the system in place. I'm signing 50 Cent as Dr. Dre and Eminem. I know my credit I'm going to get because Eminem Shady Records was signed under Aftermath, and G Unit was signed under Shady Records, and then signed under Aftermath because G Unit Aftermath was the owner of Shady Records. Everybody has their cuts. They already know the distribution houses they are going to because the industry is well built. That's why I can comfortably sign 50 Cent and give him 50 million because I know I'm going to make 100 million. But we don't have those structures in Cameroon, so you cannot expect Mr. Leo to sign you and give you a house. You know, we all know, let's not act like, because these people were independent before they were signed. You know what it costs to shoot a video. You know what it costs to distribute, to push those songs. So don't act like Mr. Leo had the money and he did not want to just push it. Why would he not want to push it if he's sure that when we push this song 100 million, we're going to make 200 million? But it's not sure. Both ways, you don't have a brand like that. You don't have a solid fan base that will assure that when we put money into your career is going to go. Secondly, Mr. Leo does not yet have his distribution channels in check. Does not have his business model in check as a label owner, which I've also suffered from that same, because I didn't have these things in check. I signed a number of artists, lost money. I'm also angry that I've lost my money. You are also angry that your time has been wasted and your career has gone nowhere. But we just have to understand that that's what the building process is about. But I'm just saying to the artists, I feel like artists are on the losing end because, okay, a person like if I take myself, I have my job, I have my businesses here and there I'm pushing through. If we abandon the showbiz, that is your career. That is something I was coming to help in, to invest in, to make profit through. I can go back to these other things I'm doing. Where are you going back to? When the entertainment industry is a mess, I'll just come and talk on YouTube. After I'm done, I close my laptop, go back to my documents I'm signing wherever I'm signed in, go back to my job and my career and I'm traveling to where I'm traveling to. You are stuck there with that industry, which is a mess. So if the business minds, that's why I always say, if the business mind come in to try to help and let's build, or to participate, let's build, you have to welcome them because you own the industry more than they do. Welcome them and then be patient with them. Building takes time. Building takes time. Yep, that's just what I had to say. I'm sorry I might be a little bit passionate about it, but it's something which I've been affected by, I've been involved in, and I know what it means. And I'm not blaming the artist. The artist should not blame the management. Both parties just have to be patient with each other.
Yeah, definitely. Before I want to share my point of view, I feel like let me go back and read the exact words of Kameni. So she said, all my life as an artist with my former label, I never saw a dime. My former label, Lion Production, took every money I made. She revealed adding from shows, YouTubes, even endorsement deals. I never saw even 25 francs, and I don't even want to speak for Gomez. So what she said,
that might be exaggeration, but I was not there. It might be true too, but I just feel like exaggeration, but it's okay.
Yeah, because what she's saying is she never saw a dime. My former label took every money I made. Now, does this mean, but the former label sponsored the videos, the former label probably sponsored the trips, the former label...
How much did she really even make?
Yeah, how much did she make? How much did they invest in her?
Did they have to invest in it? So if you make 100,000 and I have to invest 500,000, so I have a deficit of 400 to add to the money. How do you want to see 25 francs?
Exactly. Yeah.
Which, although saying that you did not see even 25 francs might be exaggeration, at least when you were going to that studio, you surely paid the taxi. That was you seeing something. When you were going back home, you said take 1,000 francs. When you see you never see 25. Yeah. When we exaggerate like that, times two, it's taking to the person who knew that his daughter surely needed, Mr. Leo's daughter, he has a daughter, she surely needed napkins or food, and he took 50,000 or 20,000 and gave you. But now you are saying that even 25 francs you did not see it. Speaking, I'm just saying maybe because I was not there, it might have happened that really she did not see 25. But I just feel like it's.
Yeah, I mean, like if you spend 600,000 for somebody's video, and you don't give them a dime, does it mean they have not seen a dime from you? So it's like, Yeah, how can you really say
And
that?
coming from a Mr. Leo who knows it's not like he has too much, trying to make that effort and that, yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, I felt like this wasn't the right move for her to make. Then, but like I said, she later on went on to issue this apology after she got a lot of backlash. She said, "I am only human, and as human beings, we are born to make mistakes. I am truly sorry, Mr. Leo, forgive me." And yeah, so that's what she had to say.
No, so
Yeah.
I think like Mr. Leo will say he has forgiven, but he has definitely not forgotten. So I meet a number of artists now that are like, why don't you sign this one? Why have you stopped? I'm like, I have forgiven, but each time I want to do it, I'm feeling like because of the bad experience you have in the whole thing, Mr. Leo might have some money now and he's like, I'm going to open a farm. This corn I'm going to plant, this farm will never insult me like this.
Exactly.
So though you have apologized, it does not mean that. So at times we need to think before saying some of those things because the scars is going to leave. It's going to always be there. He said he has forgotten. He will never see someone insult you. But it does not mean that if he's going to Ivory because he's going to carry all your songs to go and keep all the DJs there too. Those are the things we need for the industry to grow. So I think when artists are very fast to get emotional and say some of these things, they should really think about it. Because it also hurts. The other person might behave like Mr. Leo because he's trying to be politically correct. He's being, yeah, it's okay. My younger sister, it's okay. But it does not really mean that it's okay. He's also hurting on the inside. He's human. And definitely there are things which he would have wanted to do for you, which he will no longer do it again with that much love and passion because it's not that okay as he said it was okay.
Yeah, definitely. I think at the end of the day, like you said, he'll forgive, but he will not forget. So, yeah, I guess, like you said, a lot of times you might want to say stuff out of certain emotions, but you need to think things through and think of the big picture. Yeah, it's really worth it. Like, even if it's true that Mr. Leo never spent a dime, you think of, is it really worth it? The big picture, my career going forward, is it good for the networks I want to build in future? You need to think about all of those things. So, yeah, as an upcoming artist, you guys just need to watch out for that. Yeah, so what I'm even thinking is, I remember the first song I heard, the first song that I really got to know Kameni, I don't know if she had other songs before that which created some buzz. Maybe she did because she's a talented lady. But the first song that really came to my attention was Suleve, and the song which featured Mr. Leo. And I don't know if that song would have created that amount of buzz if Mr. Leo was not in that song. Yes. So just the fact that you were an upcoming artist and he put you on for a collaboration, do you know how much people pay for artists of a certain level to collaborate with them? I know of upcoming artists who, like, one of their biggest achievements is I collaborated with this artist, and for that collaboration to happen, they had to make some payments, they had to do certain things in order for the collaboration to happen. And I'm not sure she paid a dime because he was under her label and he collaborated with her, and her name came to the spotlight because of that collaboration. And then people were like, okay, tuning into Kameni, this talented girl. And so for example, for me, it's the very thing with Venutina. Like, she is talented, and I'm sure she did other stuff before Naso with Tizzy Panchak, but I never would have known Venutina if not for that collaboration with Tizzy Panchak. Same goes for the Vivid and the Chloe Gray. I never in my life.
So that's why I said we are just killing ourselves, because there are other top artists like Jovi and Stanley Eno in Cameroon who they can do such collaboration and then drag other talented Cameroonians to the African scene, because I feel like they are already in the African scene to the next thing. But they will not do it because they don't want to end up in this kind of situation where now you're insulting me. Now I don't do anything to help you. I did not pay your flight. I exploited you. All of those things at times is not necessary. Plus, as you said, you knew her from what she did with Mr. Leo. That's something that normally should be paid for. But is she going to monetize all of those? Is she going to give a monetary value to all of those things? No, it's easy for you to just see your own side of the things of, they did not give me anything. Which I think is a very mature way of seeing things. And one other thing I wanted to touch, I feel like our artists are too entitled. Nobody owes you anything.
Yes.
Nobody. At times they're so entitled that they start being entitled even towards the fans. Not supporting me. Who told you that they owe you to support you? Are they your family members?
Nobody owes you anything.
Nobody owes you anything. So you start feeling like the old artists are not supporting us, the fans are not supporting us, my label is not supporting. Nobody owes you anything. The worst case scenario, if there was a contract signed, that's what they owe you. Out of that, nobody owes you anything. Just put in the work, and you see most artists, the first thing that comes out of them, or most public figures even, is I'm grateful, thank you, the fans. The fans don't owe you anything to support you. And worst case scenario where some of these other celebrities, they give back to the society, they give back to their fans. Our own artists, who you rarely see them involved in, they're not engaged in social issues that are affecting the population, they're not giving back to the society. Once in a while, when they have received 1 million from a push follower somewhere, they buy a bag of rice and 2 gallons of oil and go and give to some orphanage, and they make a whole media run around the whole thing. That's not giving. When you are involved in the community, as they say in French, that's a resang. People feel it. When it's those things that we'll see videos on Facebook, it's true, you have done it on Facebook, we'll like it, but the community knows that these people are not engaged in the community. Hence, they will not support people like that. So if people want 80-20 support, you should also invest 80-20 into the community. Don't just ask for 80-20 support by law. Even the law puts it in place, people will not follow it. So I feel like our artists always feel too entitled, like the label has to give me this, the government should support us like this, the fans should support us like this. Why? Give them reason to. It's a capitalist world, it's all about interest. What is their interest to support you? If when you have the money, you only insult them, you make them feel low, you are going to come and go on live and then say demeaning things about them, act like you don't care, act like your real fan base. Some will come and say they make most of their money by abroad. Fine. Say, Johnny, go abroad.
Yeah.
Go and do 80-20 with abroad and leave us where we are. So there's some of those things which I feel like our artists need to be aware of those things before going online to say things which might be detrimental to them and even to the industry as a whole. Because it's not only them that will not invest in. We just start looking like, if there is this precedence of Cameroonian artists doing this all the time, maybe that's how they are. And now investors too don't want to invest in that kind of volatile environment.
Yeah, definitely. Like you just touched on something, like they can impose the 80-20 rule, but it's not going to stop me from wanting to watch the video I want to watch on YouTube. Like, if I don't want to watch your video on YouTube, there's nobody who will come and knock on my door that you must watch this video. So definitely, if somebody watches your video, you need to show a certain amount of gratitude, because they don't owe you anything, nothing like that. Yeah. So I don't know, Ambassador, do you have any other thing to add?
No, so I think I've just said it all. Nobody owes you anything. Be aware of the context in which we are in. You are our artists. We don't have any other artists best for you guys. You two don't have any other fan base best for us. There's certain arrogance, like I was talking about the video she did on, what's this girl's name? Kobos. You don't know who is watching. Maybe to you are talking, but to the girls and some girls you have quarreled with online. But the whole world is watching. You go online and say you don't care what people think. That also means any other fan who goes online and sees you, you don't care what they think. You're just living your life. It's about your life. And I'm like, okay, it's about your life. Me too, it's about my life. My life is why I'm selling my gari somewhere to make my profit. You to be about your life. Why should I come and buy your song? Is your song going to buy my gari too? No. So there are those things which we should be very aware of, the things we do and the things we say, because in building a fan base, it's a very strategic thing of you are engineering people's minds towards a certain way of thinking. There were years of work and consistency with the NAS brand to make me feel like whatever NAS says now is right. But you have those die-hard kind of fan base, there's certain risks you cannot take, like just saying whatever you like and acting like your godlike state is here. So I think our artists need to be very aware of the environment they're in, very aware of business minds who want to come in, very aware of investors who can support them, and try to navigate that landscape like they should, because I feel like they're doing a mess of most of it, and because the sources of revenue in the industry are not necessarily economic driven. So they think like it's okay, but it's not okay, because now and then those sources will stop and everything will collapse. And as I said, it will be worse than the baby industry.
Yeah, yeah. Like when you're talking, like one thing that came to my mind is also the strong need for media training for our artists. I think we have touched on this in the past before. Like most of this Western artists, when they go online and people ask them questions during interviews, the answers that they definitely have a lot of training to be able to give certain type of answers that doesn't alienate the population or their fan base. Like they have a certain brand which they want to keep, and then they are trained in order to give answers which are in line with their brand. So I think our artists need to have this type of training. I remember I cannot remember where I listened to this, but this person was just talking about the fact that you meet certain people behind the scenes and they have a totally different personality from in front of the camera. He even went on to talk of people like Kanye West, that he met Kanye West,
Yes.
and Kanye West was I don't know if it was Drake, I forgot him, but he was like at that time Kanye West was beefing with somebody, and then they were at a party and the two of them met and they were laughing and talking, and he was like, these are people who the whole
You guys are
public,
making a fool of us.
yeah, like it's feeling like they are beefing and stuff. Like so definitely some of these rappers, they have a very hard, strong personality, and that's what their brand is. And when they go on interviews, they give those kind of answers, but behind the scenes they are jovial, laughing, and those kind of people. So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely our artists need to work on their media training so that they know this is my brand and this is the kind of responses I give out there. Because I remember, okay, the podcast was basically like all of us act at certain points in times. Like the
Yeah.
personality you have at home is not the personality you have at your job site. And to be a normal functioning adult in this today age, you need to know how to act. You need to know how to have those personalities for the appropriate situation. Before he went on to quote like different examples of these different people acting and putting on certain personalities. So that's it, people. But before we go, let's talk about our sponsor, Echo.online. So, Ambassador, tell us about Echo.online.
Yeah, so I think I've touched on it earlier on. Like, we should learn to support and build our own structures. Echo.online is an app and a site which is coming to help monetize the entertainment industry. It has lots of facets, lots of other features are under construction. But I just feel like our followers should start familiarizing themselves with Echo.online. Google it, Echo.online. It is a solution to the African artist. All we have said today, access to the market. So it is going to democratize the playing field for artists, because African artists, you release a song, you have to look for a label to help you push it. You have to put it on Tidal, then look for somebody in America who can receive the money, then send it to you through MoneyGram or mobile money. All of those processes, at times, a typical Cameroonian artist or African artist will not be able to do these things. But with Echo.online, just with your phone, as we often say in the team, the power is in your hand. Just with that phone in your hand, you have a well-mastered song in your phone, upload it on Echo.online, push your song, get people to buy, put the song for free later on. So the Echo team could even write to us, we could help to support you or give you some support with regards to planning or your media role of your songs. You put your song on the site, push it out, create an event on the site, sell your tickets on the site, get your money directly in your phone, mobile money account, or your bank account, anyone which you have. I think most people have mobile money accounts. You can get your mobile money account, cash out your money directly when you hit a certain threshold. You could organize events, you could get bookings there, you could network, you could build your fan base. So you could do everything just with your phone. So the power is actually in your hand. Just start playing around with Echo.online, as I said. If you go on the site, you see there are lots of features which are under construction, but the whole concept of Echo.online is to actually change and democratize the playing field for African entertainers and bring money into your hands. That way, you don't need those labels which you have to come and start calling and insulting them later on. You don't need those managers. You might need them if you want to get bigger, but you can at least start with your phone and then build those things, and then down the line, they come and assist you. Just your account on Echo.online. So get on Echo.online and then start to explore the various possibilities to make money.
Yeah, guys, like Echo.online, like the Echo Online app, that's where I go to check out new music in the African scene, the Cameroonian music scene. So, definitely, if you want your songs to get on the um, in front of Chakara TV, definitely put it on Echo.online because I usually go there and I'm just like scrolling and seeing what's new. So I could check it out. So check it out, upload your songs, sell your songs, make money. Thank you guys for watching this video. Thumbs up to this video if you enjoy our content. Let us know in the comments below what your opinion is. We shared a lot about just our opinions, and it's nothing which we are not open to listen to your opinion. So let us know what you think in the comments below. And like I said, subscribe, hit the notification button, and see you guys next time. Bye, guys.